So this I'm going to be talking about today is one of the A plus method you can use to identify an origin setup, right? An origin setup is the advanced market structure we all know, which we have type 1 and type 2. So I'll explain this thing again. I'll explain this thing again. It is also one of the models, but it's just something I've seen happen consistently. Now, let's say we have a daily key level. I'll always try to establish a storyline first so that you guys understand. Or let me say, I'll always try to have a direction. So the 4 hour time frame will trade into this, hit the daily key level and breaks out. Now, when it hits this particular daily key level and breakout, for example, you have a certain direction. Am I correct? Yes. Now, something is going to happen. One thing that used to happen is, okay, there is another type of direction, a bias we used to call CRT, right? Then we are going to have a formation like this, which is we are going to have a bullish candle, which is like this, and then we are going to be having a bearish candle, which is like this, a bearish candle, which is what, like this. Now, let me make them a little bit thick so that you can see the color better, right? So now, this one, the market rejects from this key level. This one, let's say the market did not reject from that key level. And then this one, the market sweeps the high, reject from that key level. Now, what happened to the next candle is that, okay, the next candle that came after the formation of this CLT, the next candle came and dropped like this. Okay, don't worry. The next candle that came dropped like this. It tapped on this zone and then it dropped. So we're going to have a week like this. So this is how it's going to look like, right? This is how it's going to look like. This is how it's going to look like. Now, why is it looking like this? It's looking like this because the market has what? Tested that CLT that formed. The market has tested that CLT that formed. So the market has used the CLT. Now, let's say the formation of this CLT happened on the what? Daily time frame. So on the daily time frame, you have this particular thing. Let's say this happened on the daily time frame. So let me delete this. So now let's say this particular thing happened on the daily time frame. The market formed a CLT, then the market used this zone. Now, what I'm trying to explain is that if this thing happened on the daily time frame, now when you switch one time frame lower or two time frames lower, the remaining zone that is not mitigated on the part of the CLT is going to form an advanced market structure. And if it does, then it's a high probability sell zone based on origin structure. I'll show you examples on the chart. Look at this now. What happened is you have a key level that this zone has been mitigated. Now, if you take a look at this on the, let's say this is the daily, like I said, this is a sweep of liquidity. And on the lower time frame, if you go one time frame or two time frame lower, you're going to have a break of structure. And this is going to be a structural liquidity, the part that got mitigated. Now, the remaining part that has not been mitigated, if you box it out like this, right? If you box it out like this, if you go to the lower time frame, you'll notice that there is an origin structure right there. And it is very, very tradable. Now, what is an origin structure? I will draw for sell. An origin structure is when you have a sweep of liquidity, a break of structure, a structural liquidity, and a sell from the engulfing sell. Remember, I want to see the PY always being an engulfing sell. So it's going to be a sweep of liquidity, a break of structure, the structural liquidity right here, and an engulfing sell candle. And that is exactly what happened on USDJPY. So I've seen this thing happen consistently and I've traded it a lot of time. So this particular thing that is happening is going to fail at some point. Definitely, everybody knows that it's inevitable. Yeah. But when you see this and you go one time frame or two time frame lower and you see something like this, then it makes a lot of sense. Now let's take a look at USDJPY and why the trade was executed and why I took that particular trade. Now, this trade right here you are seeing on USDJPY, the same thing. Now, I knew we were bearish, or we all knew we were bearish from this particular zone right here on the H4 time frame. But then when I come to the H4, I saw that particular thing. Just take a look at what I just explained. What I just explained is that we have this particular thing. It's a CLT that happened. And that CLT got mitigated. Can you see the CLT got mitigated? Now, the remaining part of the CLT that is not mitigated, if you go one time frame lower, which is the 1 hour, or two time frame lower, which is the 30 minutes time frame, then you are going to see the formation of this particular thing I just explained. A sweep of liquidity right here, a break of structure right here, a structural liquidity right here, and an engulfing buy candle. This thing happened on the daily, on the H1, sometimes on the H1 time frame. and it's going to give you what you are looking for, right? It's going to give you what you're looking for. Now, I saw one on Euro USD the other day when I was trying to take a trade, and that's what gave me the confidence on executing that buy. Now, let's go into the 1 hour time frame so you can see what I saw. The same thing happened on Euro USD. Look at it. We have what? The sweep of liquidity right here. We have the CRT, and the market already used the CRT, right? The market already used the CRT. So this is the 1 hour time frame. So when you go into the 30 minutes or the 15 minutes time frame, the remaining part that has not been used, like this, from here down, from here like this down, is likely, if you see an origin structure just like I explained right there, it's likely going to be a point of interest. So you go into 30 minutes time frame or 15 minutes time frame. But this one, just by coming into the 30 minutes time frame, you already have your structure. How or why? This is a sweep of liquidity right here. You have a break of structure above here already, and you have your structural liquidity right here. So this one already is a structure, and you have an engulfing buy as well, the POY. So it's nothing difficult as far as you have your direction and everything is intact. It's not all the time that the market even come back to the zone. Most of the time, or sometimes, market ignore that particular zone. But if you go, especially on the daily time frame, you are going to see it happen a lot of time because I've seen it happen consistently. Let me check GBP USD. I think I've seen it at some point. At some point, I've seen it. All right, now take a look at this GBP USD. This is the formation of a CRT right here, CRT high and what? CRT low right here. And then market used the CRT at some point. Now the remaining part of the POI right here that has not been used, the remaining part from here like this, because this part here has been used right from here. So the remaining part that has not been used is a POI. So you have to go 1 time frame lower or 2 time frame lower to find that particular structure. It is only valid if that structure is present, right? So you go into the 4 hour time frame, into that particular place. Now on the 4 hour time frame, please, what can you see? Just look at the way everything makes sense. On the 4 hour time frame, you can see that the market sweep liquidity right here, the market break structure right here, and the market use this as a structural liquidity right here. And you have an engulfing sell candle, which is the type of POI I'm looking for. And then the sell started in from there. And look at the way the market tap in here and give us a very huge job. So this is one of the methodologies I use to catch in origin setups, like without stressing myself based on storyline or whatsoever it is. At least, even if the storyline doesn't change from tapping this, I'm going to catch at least a 1:3, or it can also take me out, but at least you can see how efficient or how well it works. So nothing too much here again. A reminder, this is not a financial advice to anybody, right? This is not a financial advice. So disclaimer, this is not a financial advice. Thank you all. So